Hi, I'm Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I have just received the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that's in the Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. If you want to look along as we go, you can see the machine on page 170 in the catalog, and then all of the accessories are on page 172. And of course you can, as a customer, you will have to wait until September 1st to be able to order. As a demonstrator, I was able to pre-order this month in August. So let me take this out of the bag. As I said, I have just gotten it, quite literally. So we're going to look at this together. So this is what your machine looks like. And we're going to pull the two platforms down. They're very sturdy. There is no rock and roll to this at all. Now it still needs the handle over on this side. So of course it does come with the handle. So let's fold that up. And I'm going to set it on this side so we can see what's happening in here, in case you have not put one together yourself. So let me open up the bag with the handle. It's got a good comfy rubber grip, and then of course we've got the washer and screw and the Allen wrench to put it together. So let's pop this right on down in here. There is this flat side here, and I'm just looking inside to see the flat side here on my handle. So I'm going to slide that on and then put the washer on my screw and put that down in there. This is just a little fiddly, getting it down into the hole. And then your Allen wrench is sized to fit this. And all you're going to do is righty-tighty and tighten it right on in there. Almost. Give it a little snug. Don't give it so hard, but a little snug. And then we've got this little finishing end cap. Now it has a little notch in it. And then there's a little matching notch here in the handle. So let's look and make sure we're lining those up. And that just presses right in there and gives that a good finished look. Now, I keep the Allen wrench for my die cutting machine in a bowl. Let me show that to you. I have these magnetic bowls that I get from Harbor Freight, and they're great for putting your dies in as you cut before you stick them back in your envelope or however you keep them, so that they don't get lost on your work surface. But anyway, I keep my Allen wrench for my die cutting machine in the bowl, and that way I know where it is all the time. So let me set that aside, and we'll set this back up. And also in the box that comes with the die cutting machine, you've got all of the platform pieces. Let's take those out. So you have your base platform, and right on that is the list for all of your sandwiches. So all the pieces you need to make the sandwich are in here, and you'll notice that the sandwich is numbered 1, 2, 3, or 1 and 3, and so on, 1 and 4. So this is plate number 1, plate number 2 is numbered, and plate number 3 is numbered, so that you can simply look at the diagram here and know which plates that you're going to need. Also in there is the specialty plate for cutting, for embossing with 3D embossing folders. So that's number 1 and number 4 for the 3D embossing folders, and then a second one of the cutting plates. So, and I think this is a fabulous addition. The numbers on the plates take some of the remembering or guesswork out of the process. So let's set that aside. Obviously, you're going to put these sides down. Put your base plate down. If we're cutting a die, then we're going to use number 2 here on top of it. Number 3, a piece of cardstock, and then a piece of the one of the dies from Build-A-Wreath, and then your remaining number 3 plate on top. Let me just, and then we're just going to crank that through. And there we go. Lovely lacy little die cut from Build-A-Wreath. Now, if you haven't used a die cutting machine before, you are going to get cuts in your bottom plate. And I like to keep one plate for the bottom, and then this top plate will stay more clean. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be cleaner. So then suppose you would like to emboss a piece of cardstock. I've got one of the greenery embossing folders, so just stick your cardstock inside, and you're going to remove the number 2 piece, and let me put my number 3 back on. Of course, the seam needs to be either going through first or send this in sideways. Now, since I've got a longer piece, it's got to be seam end first. If you do seam last, now I did put the other number 3 here on top. If you do seam last, it will, did I go too thick? I didn't think so. No, I'm just used to a much looser machine, the one that I have now retired. Okay. And there we go. Lovely detailed embossing with that greenery embossing folder. Now, suppose you want to use a 3D embossing folder. Then you're going to remove this number 3 and this number 3 and set them aside. You'll take your 3D embossing folder and put your cardstock inside. And then, of course, you can send this in sideways or seam first. And then you're going to take your number 4 plate and put that on top, and then crank it on through. And this is the seabed embossing folder, and look at that gorgeous detail. So that's the new Stampin Cut Emboss machine from Stampin Up. This is the larger machine. I'm Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. You can shop with me in the U.S. give this video a thumbs up. This machine will be available to customers beginning September 1st. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then click the bell if you would like to see future videos from me. Have a great day. Bye.